Alright, okay, my people. Today I want to talk to you about why LLM judges are overhyped, particularly for RAG, retrieval, and search. Hugo Bown-Anderson here from Vanishing Gradients. This is based on a blog post by Doug Turnbull, who led search at Reddit and Shopify. The link's in the description. We'll go through the main problems with LLM judges and then wrap up with what they're actually good for. We won't cover the fact that code-based evals are often better, as we'll save that for another video. Problem number 1. LLM evals don't know what's engaging to users. Sure, they get topical relevance right, so a search for articles about Harry Potter, well, the article will either be factually about Harry Potter or not, and an LLM judge will pick that up. But relevance goes beyond topicality. Doug worked at Reddit on search, and a search for Harry Potter might actually be looking for memes or to drama about J.K. Rowling. In his work at Shopify, Doug also found that users preferred plain or black clothing over flashy items based on their clicks, but unless you tell an LLM this because you've found it yourself in the data, an LLM won't intrinsically catch this. Problem number 2. The last 10% of disagreement is the really important stuff. Lots of people get excited with 70 to 80% agreement with LLM judges and human labelers, but it's the hard negatives that are the non-obvious cases. A great example Doug gives is that an LLM doesn't understand that a bistro table is meant for outdoor use in US furniture lingo. That's non-obvious to an LLM, which imagines we're opening a restaurant. Simple algorithms often capture the first 80 to 90%. It's that 10 to 20% you really need great labels for. 90% coverage may be good for regression tests, but often it won't help you go beyond easier wins. Okay, the next huge problem is sneaky overfitting. We've talked about a few cases that LLM judges might miss, and it's tempting to start prompting to change this, filling it with few-shot examples or heuristics, but you can overfit very easily. With every new rule or example, you're really pushing the model away from the general problem to focus on these particular cases. Always remember, you need a holdout data set that your model doesn't see at all, and that includes in your few-shot examples and in your heuristics. Problem 4 is also particularly pernicious. LLMs only evaluate the documents they see, right? So if the query is outdoor seating and the product name is bistro table, and that's what the LLM sees, and yet after the fact, we've added a category and a few other things that the customer sees, then the LLM isn't seeing what the customer sees. And what are we truly evaluating then? This is a huge problem in search and related to, the more general topic of temporal relevance in that our distributions are constantly shifting. Problem 5 is that your LLM judge just can't be trusted on novel use cases. LLM judges only generalize to use cases they were aligned on. You have a new use case, you need new human labels, and you need to retest and realign the LLM judge, right? So the alignment actually seesaws with new data, and there's new search data coming in, new click streams all the time. So then, as promised, how should you use an LLM as a judge? If you do decent monitoring of topic relevance, then use it to extend labels to queries that are already measured decently. Use it as a regression safeguard on covered use cases, but do not rely on it to discover new, unexpected ways users search. Doug also notes that there are other interesting and exciting ways to use LLM as judges. If you have enough labels to evaluate an LLM judge on a use case, you have enough to train a machine learning model to recover those labels. So instead of just using a judge, let's use learning to rank as a judge, right? So LLMs are great at the topic and factual part. We can use them for feature generation, then let a traditional machine learning model combine that with embeddings, text matches, and engagement signals. Doug, John Berryman, and I will be doing a live stream podcast about all of this super soon. The link's in the descriptions. Also, check out our Luma calendar at Vanishing Gradients for upcoming events. And if you enjoyed this, the best way you can support it is hit like and subscribe and share it with a friend.